Show me something.
Hello and welcome back to the Show Me Something podcast. I'm Jacob.
I'm Will.
I'm Trevor.
And we have Kirk.
Oh, hello. Here I am. Thank you for having
What's up,
me.
Kirk?
With the huge setup.
Some might say I invited myself.
No, I think I
don't think
had
anyone would
told
say
you a couple of weeks ago, maybe months ago at this point, that I was going to do Casino.
Okay.
And you were like, well, actually, you did ask to be on. And
Yeah,
I said,
kinda, yeah, that's what happened.
Roundabout way of saying, yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did kind of ask yourself.
I said, let's do it.
We're always happy to
Yeah,
have another
but-
Harbor Boy on.
We
Yeah,
needed
always.
another Scorsese head.
Well, yeah, of
Yeah.
course, because I was listening to the Goodfellas episode, and we'll get into some comparison. I'm sure compare and contrast.
Yeah.
A little bit.
To be fair to them, they did like Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. There
Yeah,
was
Why are you
not-
staring at me?
Watching Well, he gave it a 9.5
Why are you
out
staring
of
at me?
10. I think you gave it like
I was
an
like,
8 or an
probably an
8.5,
yeah.
which is pretty high. But
I think
One
it's,
of the greatest
it's an
gangster movies
accurate,
of all time,
It's an
so-
accurate representation of the way I felt about the film.
But yeah, so today we watched Casino.
Yep.
Another Martin Scorsese movie, 1995, so a little bit after Goodfellas. This one's longer,
And you've
3
seen
hours.
you've seen Mean Streets, Jake.
Yeah, I've seen
So
Mean
the way
Streets.
that they I listened to the commentary to Casino almost like as
Ooh,
a podcast while I was
sweet.
kind of doing some errands one morning. And like they was basically Mean Streets is like the street level, low level. They're young kids, gangsters.
Short movie,
Goodfellas,
too.
yeah, Goodfellas. They're like higher level than that, but Casino is the highest level of the mafia.
Interesting.
Makes
and
sense.
so it's the absolute.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So that's kind of how they relate to each other in the
because they
Scorsese's
didn't
universe.
they say in Casino too that Pesci is a made man?
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, when
No,
I heard
Pesci's
that.
made.
no, he was gonna get made and they kill him.
No,
That's
in
Goodfellas.
Oh,
Casino.
Casino. No, you're right.
Casino,
Casino, he's made the whole.
Yeah.
The whole
Yeah.
He's
That's
made.
why he sends them over because
Mhm.
he
Yeah.
has to. Because obviously Ace.
And then
which-
again, De Niro's character, not a full Italian man.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
his classic
he's never
go-to.
Jewish
action.
in this one
They
instead
don't
of
let him. They
Irish.
never let him.
Should we do any housekeeping before we jump into reviews and such? It's been a while since we
no,
recorded.
I think we
did
covered
it
that
last
in Bebop.
episode.
Oh yeah, this
So-
is true.
Yeah.
All right, so who's going first?
You, right?
Yeah,
Cause
yeah.
Because you're next.
Cool. So yeah, this was fun. It's a good movie. This is weird because you're all staring at me. It's different. It's been a while since we recorded in person.
Yeah.
Before Bebop, but yeah, it was a good time. I have similar. It's really similar to me to Goodfellas. I loved the first half of it. I think it drags like crazy in the second half. I loved the way the movie opened. I have some thoughts about that we'll jump into in the spoiler zone. De Niro and Pesci are wonderful always. I thought that Sharon Stone was Michelle Pfeiffer for the first hour of this film. I thought Michelle Pfeiffer was in it. And I was like, this isn't Michelle Pfeiffer. When does she
The
come
vibe
in?
of the performance is a
It's
lot
pretty
like her
Pfeiffer.
Scarface.
Yeah.
Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some
Similar
reason, I thought that Pfeiffer was the main actress of this film. So for the first hour, I was waiting for Ginger to like go away and for Pfeiffer to come in. So that was kind of
It's
weird.
just literally the character from
Yeah.
Scarface.
Yeah, so that was kind of weird.
But older.
Yeah.
I thought all three of them were great.
She
Obviously,
looks healthier than Michelle Pfeiffer in Scarface.
For sure.
for sure she does. Yeah.
Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer
Throughout
looked
the whole
fucked up.
movie,
She's not.
Sharon
She's
Stone
not
looks
as.
pretty decent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's not until the very end.
Yeah, until
Yeah.
she's actually dead.
Even then, when she was supposed to be like a complete drug addict, she didn't
look awful.
like all
Yeah.
fucked up or
But I
anything.
feel like
She was
they-
worse looking, but not terrible.
She wasn't like bone thin like Michelle Pfeiffer in
Yeah,
Scarface.
Pfeiffer
Right,
looks
exactly.
like a real cokehead. Anyway,
Right.
it was fun. It's definitely too long. I will never, I think,
Yeah.
enjoy a 3-hour movie. It's just I can't do it.
What about a 4-hour movie like The Irishman?
Uh,
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't
The
either.
Irishman's really good.
I did watch this segmented.
Yeah, I almost did.
I'm glad you didn't just because it's the first time. It
Yeah.
isn't like there's a little bit of a difference there, but
Yeah,
like
I think so,
obviously it's
too.
meant to be viewed in its entirety.
Yeah.
So
No, I stuck to it.
But that may be on Scorsese. Too long.
I think it is. I think he.
Well, he was
needs to
like-
chill the fuck out.
he's like I think it moves along pretty. I wanted to make a quick 3. The way he talks.
a quick little 4-hour movie.
movie.
Just a
Yeah,
quick one, you know?
I mean, his movies are fucking long, and I think that's it's a barrier for entry for a lot of people.
This one
myself
especially.
included. Myself included.
This one's particularly maybe one of his longest movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Mean Streets is his only normal length movie.
It's like, is it like 90?
It's like an hour and a
Taxi
half.
Driver
Oh
is
God, that sounds amazing.
Taxi Driver's like 2 hours, right?
something like
Which
that.
isn't that long.
And I mean, Wolf of Wall Street's long as fuck.
it's 3 hours.
Yeah. So
Oh yeah.
I think
Or 2:45.
I think a
or
lot
whatever.
of
A lot of them are 2:45.
Yeah.
2:45 is his golden mark.
a lot of my issues with Scorsese, I do think stem from the length. I just think that there is so often shit that can get cut out. But to be fair, it's always in the back half. Like the first hour and a half, I was like, this movie fucks. Like I was really into it. It was like very fun. It was snappy. It was moving. But then as soon as like bad shit starts happening, quote unquote, it just slows down. So this is a very long review section. It's an 8 out of 10 for me, just like Goodfellas was. It's really good.
I think you did bump Goodfellas up
Into
to
an
an
8.5.
8.5 before we ended review section, though.
Okay.
So this one might
I'm
be
gonna stick with
hair
an 8.
lower.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with an 8.
Okay.
I do think Goodfellas is better. Although I think the acting is maybe better in this one. I think Pesci is a little bit more nuanced.
Because of
He's
no
like,
Leota.
Yeah, I fucking hate Leota sucks. That's very true. Yeah, so I'll 8 out of 10. Happy to have seen it. It's definitely a fun watch, but
Yeah.
know what you're getting into.
You have to
Eat-
be prepared.
Eat first.
Yeah.
Bring snacks. It's a fucking
Yeah.
3-hour movie. So, but yeah, happy to have seen it. Thanks, Cobb.
Yeah, Trave.
I like this one. It was good. Go ahead and flip my notes over. Yeah, it was really cool. It did have a lot similar to Goodfellas, obviously, like
Yeah.
mentioned. With like the whole thing with Ray Liotta not having been in there with his poor acting, the accent of Joe Pesci killed some moments for me.
His accent's
We were talking
great.
about
It's
this a little bit
hilarious.
before we started recording. I kind of like,
Yeah, but
I love it.
Like I have it written down. I think
It's so good.
like pretty early on
because
in
he's
my
from
notes.
Chicago in this movie. He's not from New York.
Yeah, well, it's
That's
just
a really good spot-on impression of it.
every now and then, especially in the narration, he was like, I felt like he was really phoning it in.
It's so
And
good.
it was just
I disagree.
I
love it.
I didn't like it. That
I
much.
loved it.
So that was like kind of balanced it out in that way for me.
Yeah.
I think it's necessary in order to differentiate this character from every other character Pesci's ever played.
Right. Because he's pretty much the same.
It's pretty much
It's
the
always
same
the
character.
same guy.
Yeah,
He's
a
just
loose
an
cannon.
unhinged
He's a-
fucking maniac.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This time he's made, though.
Yeah.
This time he's a maid cannon or loose cannon, whatever the fuck I was trying to say. Anyways,
A loose maid.
a loose. Oh, okay. I really enjoyed it though. The story I thought was a bit better. It's in certain ways than Goodfellas, but overall Goodfellas is better. But this had more moments that I liked more. I
Yeah.
think in it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Overall, I'll give this one a 9 out of 10. You know, it's right up there with Goodfellas. It's almost a 9.5, but not quite there.
Right on.
Fair.
I guess, Kirk, you can go next.
Oh, sure. I mean, I think when we were watching these in high school, I think that we both watched Goodfellas first.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember how long after we're watching. I mean, I definitely
I
like.
think I watched it pretty soon after.
I'm obviously watching it more, like critical now, like
Yeah.
less just like at first, I think we just both probably are gonna be like, yeah, it was awesome. We just loved it. We were like, this is fucking.
Well, we
sick.
gave everything 10 out of
We gave
10s in high
if it was
school.
Scorsese.
And it's quite the blind slide when you go
Come
back to
on.
movies and they're not perfect films.
yeah. But like, yeah, it's definitely long. Like you said, I think it's interesting that you say the acting might be better across the board. Like, there's an argument that the acting's better than the
Yeah.
act. But like, as a movie, I do think Goodfellas is a better
Agree.
piece of film.
Agree.
I think in a lot of ways, Casino is much more brutal. The
Yeah.
violence in
Yeah.
Casino,
Yeah.
again, it like Goodfellas, there's like sparse violence scenes, but the
Mhm.
violence is extreme and pretty realistic.
Yeah.
Especially in Casino, it's like ramped up a level of
Yeah.
of brutality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the plot again is a little more convoluted than Goodfellas' plot.
Mhm.
I think it's more so there's more narration to allow you
Kinda
to understand what there's so many
so much
characters,
narration. It's
exposition,
crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
things
lot
like
of
that. So
Explaining what's going on.
I guess like I don't know. I want to give it like an 8.5. I think
Yeah.
now, and
Okay.
I don't know. It's pretty. I would say an 8.5 just because of the length and some of the other things.
Yeah.
But
How many times have you seen it?
maybe 2.5. I don't know.
Okay.
Like something
Yeah.
like that. I've seen like different scenes and things like
Sure.
that. For me,
Yeah.
I mean, but again, like, cause I think Goodfellas, I would give it 10.
Yeah.
Like I think that's great,
Yeah.
Yeah.
movie. But so yeah, I think that's a good pre-spoiler overview, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah,
Right
as
on.
far
I
as
would
the
say so.
thoughts.
Yeah, this is my second time watching it. I hadn't seen it since high school. When it was pretty close to being at the time better than Goodfellas for me.
Ooh.
I think because I really loved that there was more narration when I first watched it, and I liked I thought the characters were more interesting. I do have a different opinion now. I think Goodfellas is a better movie.
Yeah.
I think that this one is actually I have a completely different opinion than I did in high school. I think the beginning drags a little bit more for me. All the narration and the exposition.
Yeah.
I think is too much.
Yeah.
And I actually like the second half of the movie a lot better than the first half.
Classic.
Like
Okay.
the second
Yeah,
half,
I
I
think
thought was really, really well done.
Really?
Like
I
I
think I
think
agree with
this
you,
is
yeah.
one of the best times in movies that I can think of where like the downfall I actually like enjoy a lot.
Yeah.
Like other
Yeah.
like not because that's not the case at all with like Scarface, where like I think all of us enjoyed the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 10 times
So
more
much
than
more.
the ending.
Yeah. Yeah.
When we were like, oh, I guess everybody's just on fucking cocaine now. But in this one, I think it's because De Niro's character stays the same and he's like a rock.
Yeah.
And then like, well, I guess I don't want to go into spoilers too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just a constant that I can
Yeah.
keep leveled throughout the whole movie where other people are starting to fall apart.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this movie's fucking great. I didn't think it dragged. I actually thought it was a pretty tight 3 hours,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of
I've
there
definitely
with you.
seen movies that drag way harder
Yeah.
that are way shorter.
For sure. And I'll speak to the specific things that I think make it drag once we jump into spoilers for
Yeah.
what it's worth. But
No,
Yeah.
I'm there with you with the not dragging as much. Like there was only a couple of times where I actually like scrolled to be like, all right, how much time is left? And
Yeah.
like there was one like it was maybe like the last third, right before the last third started. I was like, man, this movie's really long, and then I just checked, but otherwise it didn't feel like it was going too long.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's also worth caveating that a draggy Scorsese film is still like
It's still well
30
paced.
times better than any other film because he's a master.
Yeah.
And even if I don't like love his films,
Like
it's
the pacing.
impossible. It's impossible to say that he's not a master of his craft. And
Yeah.
his movies are fucking great.
Yeah.
So like for me to say it drags within the context of still being a
Yeah.
very entertaining
Yes.
Scorsese film.
Yeah, it's definitely not boring.
No, certainly not. No, at no point was I like scrolling on my phone and like ready for it to
No.
be over.
No, I didn't pick up my phone the whole time.
Yeah.
I think the only time I was really looking at the clock was like in the first 45 minutes when I was waiting for like the narration to end.
Yeah, that's so
And I was like,
interesting.
I was like, all right, I get it. There's fucking exposition.
Man,
There's
I
a lot.
I loved the setup so much.
I think it's good. I think it's too much though.
It's an insane amount, and that might be why I liked it so much because
Yeah.
it's just like this man is really just going.
Well, that's
for
like the
this.
first time
He's
that I
going
watched
for
it. I was like, this
Yeah.
is great. I was like,
Yeah.
there's an insane amount of narration.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool because I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Where like they just do that and they're cool with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, what other? I mean, we can talk about this.
Goodfellas is the other one that has a lot of narration, but like
yeah.
not that much.
No, it was so much, and it's throughout the whole movie too. You didn't give a score yet, though. We're
I'd
sidetracking
probably
you.
give it like a 9 out of 10.
Cool.
I
Nice.
think that it's super good, great movie,
Yeah,
but not his absolute best.
yeah. Agree.
And this is like just a thought I'm just having now. It might be that I know because Scorsese is very much a film history. Like he loves all that. So maybe like it's like a film noir thing to him that he
Yeah.
likes. And also the Nicholas Pileggi, like the author that wrote the book that Goodfellas was based on and
Mhm.
Casino's based on. Even though apparently they finished the screenplay first,
Interesting.
so that was done. They were like writing the book and the
Oh,
screenplay at the
no
same
shit.
time for Casino.
I didn't know either of them were based on a book.
But it's kind of a literary device.
Yeah, for sure.
Narration. So.
Yeah, for
Cool.
sure.
Cool. Any straggling thoughts before we?
Abby watched it with me.
Yeah.
Helen
She
watched
liked it
it
a
too.
lot. I think she also gave it like a 9 out of 10. She thought
Cool.
it was great. I think
Nice.
she said she liked it more than Goodfellas.
All right.
So yeah.
I don't know if Kellen watched Goodfellas yet, but did Abby like feel bad? Did about the Ginger character at any point? Because there was it
No,
came to
she
a
was
point
she
where
was a big
Anti.
ace head.
Yeah.
yeah.
She
Hard
liked
not
she
to
liked
be.
Sam way better. She
Hard
was
not
she,
to be.
choice.
Yeah, I mean,
Ginger fucking sucks.
are we gonna get into the
Everybody
spoiler
hates
zone?
Ginger.
I guess
Yeah,
we
let's
should
jump
go-
into it.
Yeah, we both hated Sharon Stone's character.
She's
yeah,
awful.
Ginger
Ginger's
sucks.
awful.
She's
Ginger's
fucking
the
awful.
worst.
But the thing is, like, he introduces her
Yeah,
as a
he does
terrible
everything
person.
wrong.
Yeah.
He
like
knows.
he knows,
He
and
knows.
that so
What the
that's
fuck
for
is he
me.
doing?
That for me is why I think the second half drags so much because I fucking don't care about Ginger.
Yeah.
I hate her character. I think she's she's acted well, and I think she's well written.
Yeah.
But like, it doesn't make any sense for how smart Ace is that this is who he
He
goes
loved
all
her.
in on.
But like, why?
Exactly.
Why?
Exactly.
Why
He
does
loved
he
her
love
because she was
her?
pretty at first, and then they had
Well,
a
she
kid,
was-
so then he's stuck.
She
think-
told him,
No,
"I
he-
don't love
he
you,"
wanted
and
the
he
kid.
still went for it.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like he wanted the kid, and he thought that the relationship
That would make
work
them-
out.
I think that she.
'Cause
I
that
think
was the whole
I
thing.
think what he was attracted to was that she was kind of. I mean, I guess that she was crazy.
Like a wild card.
It's when she's throwing
And
the
that she
chips
was a
up.
hustler.
That's the scene where he
that
falls in
scene's
love with
fucking
her.
awesome, by the way.
He
She's
liked that
also-
she could hustle people
Yeah.
too.
She
Yeah.
was incredibly useful for him. Like he did use her for
Yeah.
like,
But
Yeah.
like barely, because
Yeah.
then it immediately falls off.
Yeah.
Immediately
Almost
she-
instantly.
He's like, I think you'll fall in love with me if I give you $2 million.
a couple million
that
and a
scene
kid.
was
yeah.
that scene was honestly
hard
It was
to
so
watch.
sad.
it was
right?
pretty cringe. It was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that was like the one scene I was like, fuck.
Yeah. It's a real bummer.
It's so sad.
Yeah,
It's
because like he's such like, I mean, saying he's a good dude is obviously wildly
great
off,
dude.
off the
Great guy.
It's off base, but
Huh?
he is
He's dope though.
He's dope. He's a great character. He's fun to watch. He's very good at his job, and it's just like
he wanted to be legit.
that's his downfall is fucking her.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
fuck
It's just
that,
dumb,
dude.
right?
It's
It's
such a shitty thing, and I hated having to watch her go through all her wild ass shit for the last hour and a half of the film. That's why it drags for me specifically, because there's so much ginger.
I liked that stuff.
I don't.
I
the
thought the
whole
stuff
Pesci
was-
ginger shit is whack.
Yeah.
The whole Ace ginger shit is whack. The only scene that I actually really enjoyed of her going crazy was the one where she comes to the house in the morning with the cops, and she's like throwing shit at him and screaming at him.
What
and when
about-
she breaks into the drawer,
Oh, what was good about
that
that
one was
scene
amazing.
Is he's like small talk with the cop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
As a
good.
kid, how's
They
your
know
wife?
each other, yeah.
yeah,
He's
it's
like-
so
he's
great.
like my wife's
Shakes
and he's
after,
also like playing so
Well, he,
innocent.
he like tells him he had a kid, and then he
Yeah.
like waits to be, and then he extends his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
that was
well-
great.
well
that
done.
that whole scene was really was awesome. But
You didn't like the scene when right before that though, when she's gone, and then the kid is fucking great in that whole sequence because she just hates the pimp guy
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah,
that was funny.
Like
When
That
there,
was
did you
funny.
see?
she keeps sticking her tongue on him, and then in the background of the
Yeah,
next scene, she's
yeah.
hitting him
In the
with the
background.
purse, and he's like fucking getting pissed at her.
Yeah.
He says he's gonna ship her off to Bolivia.
in a box. He
Yeah.
says in
Yeah.
a box.
Yeah. He did
Like
say
he's
in
in
a
a
phone
murderer.
booth.
Crazy.
Oh, I
She's in-
pictured it like Ned's
Like-
Declassified Gordy style,
Oh.
like shipping the weasel off.
Yeah.
I thought ship you to Bolivia in a box sounds like you're going in a coffin.
Because isn't that also to Bolivia? You think they're
No,
referencing
that
Casino?
was not Bolivia.
Oh, was it Ecuador or something?
No, it was. It was.
It's still
I
rough.
can't
Shout
think
out
of
to
it right
Ned's for these obscure film
I
references.
want to believe it's the reference.
Paraguay.
Paraguay.
No, the kid definitely took more after.
Watch the Ned's Declassified podcast
Sam,
as well.
I
on
feel
Yeah,
like.
shout out to Ned's pod.
What was that?
On the
The
Harbor
kid
Boys
definitely takes
Network.
more after Sam in being like a somewhat interesting and
I feel so
level-headed
bad
person.
for the kid.
Oh, so
Kid's
bad.
in the
Insane.
worst fucking situation.
Bro, she got tied up by her mom.
Yeah.
That is the most fucked up.
That's
that
so
was,
fucked up.
That was the point when me
Insane.
and Abby were like, "Fuck this lady."
Insane.
I was
How
like-
is that the point? That's like
Because
2
you gotta
hours
give her
in.
a little bit of a break after.
No way.
I didn't
No
like
way.
her, and then that I disliked her the whole film, and then that was the moment I went from dislike to just hate. Like, no, fuck
Yeah.
this bitch.
I hated her pretty much the whole time.
She's pretty irredeemable.
I feel
Yeah,
like
she's so
I feel like
And you know what?
irredeemable.
And what part of the commentary was like, they were like, you know how in the opening credit sequence, what did you guys think about that, by the way? Overblown? Too long?
No, I
Oh,
love
Title
it.
the
sequence?
flying
Fan?
door.
I liked it.
Saul Bass?
All like the neon lights.
The
and
neon
stuff.
lights
Yeah.
part was the best
I love
part.
it.
Oh,
yeah.
that
better
was
credit
cool.
sequence than Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because the
absolutely.
Goodfellas one seemed like
Yes.
it was an afterthought.
Yeah.
And this one was actually like.
Well, this one was done by Saul Bass, who did a lot of Hitchcock
Oh, Saul Bass
stuff.
is fucking amazing.
Um,
Yeah,
a lot
one of
of
the
Hitchcock
greatest
titles.
graphic designers of all time.
Right, yeah.
He's
Never heard of it.
he's
But,
like,
like, it's got
crazy advertising.
It's
stuff.
got the
He did Mad Men.
operatic Catholic
Yeah.
music. And
It's so good.
Scorsese was like, he's very Catholic fucking.
Yeah.
But
Very
like, do you
Catholic.
think anybody in this movie is actually redeemed?
No,
No one's. Who's
I don't
rede-
think so.
Everybody dies, and then Ace just goes.
He just
And,
does
and
what he
does a
he did
different,
before.
does a similar thing in San Diego. Yeah.
He just does
Oh,
exactly what
Can
he
we?
was doing
So
before.
can we talk about that real quick?
I do want to
Go
ask
ahead.
a question. Like, I assume he has the kid with him,
Yeah.
and he's a good dad. I feel like
Yeah.
throughout the movie, we see him actually being like he never is mean to the kid.
He does care about
He
parenting.
cares.
You know what? Though?
About
So
her
was
so
so was
much.
Nicky. He was a good dad too.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Okay, fine. Regardless, I
At
feel like he was a good dad, and I don't know.
He was
I
all
think,
right, at least.
Yeah.
It wasn't terrible.
I think Sam is not redeemed so much, but I'm just.
He's
I'm,
not.
I'm glad that he didn't die.
What does he need redemption for?
Exactly. That's something as well.
For wearing those fucking insane glasses he's wearing in that
No,
last
but like
The
really, what does he
clothing
need to
and
be
the
redeemed?
he
costuming
doesn't really
in
need
this
to be
movie is
redeemed. He
awesome.
did
They're
nothing
like
wrong.
this big. Why are they so
Yeah.
big?
You gotta protect your eyes
What
from
do
the
you
sun.
think he did wrong?
Yeah.
Because I feel like he doesn't have anything to really be redeemed for. His character was so straight
I mean, he was
line
doing
the
business.
whole time. He was just a casino
He was
owner,
cognizantly
essentially.
doing business with absolute
The worst people. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but he didn't really have a choice in
facilitating-
that.
and
He was
making them lots of
facilitating-
money.
Yeah,
he was making them millions and millions.
That
and
was
millions
his whole
of
thing. Is
dollars.
that
I
he just
think-
made them a lot of
But
money.
like
I
he
think-
didn't do anything wrong.
He
per se.
facilitated Nikki. That's wrong.
He didn't want to though. He had no choice.
But
He's not made, and Nikki is.
yeah, he
What's
literally
he gonna
had
do?
no choice. Like,
Anytime he tried to go and like say something to the people back home, Nikki would come up and be like, "You're saying shit behind my back?"
Wait.
like, he literally had no choice.
Yeah.
He married Ginger. That's not redeemable.
You were like trying to come up with shit.
Yeah, I was.
You like turned away.
I was thinking.
You were like,
I was thinking. So wait.
I guess that's fair enough because
because
was a
he
dumb
knows
decision.
he knows before going into it that she's bad.
Yeah,
and
bad decision.
even when he proposes to her, she says no, and he's like, "Do it anyway," and she does, and
he
of
gives her a
course
lot
it
of
goes
jewelry.
wrong. And he's like, "I know all these things. I know all her history. I know
Yeah.
it's gonna go bad," and it does go bad.
So then that's not even like a thing to be redeemed for. He was aware of what was going
He
to
just
happen.
he
and
shot
did
himself
it.
in the foot, proverbially speaking.
So that's
And what's the pimp guy's name again? Lester.
Lester.
Diamond?
Lester. Yeah.
Lester.
Love Lester.
Yeah.
No, I
he-
hate Lester.
James
So
Woods.
fuck
Love
Lester.
him.
Yeah.
James Woods, yes. So I was like
Really
trying to figure
well
out who he
acted.
was.
Yeah,
for
it
2
is really
hours.
well acted, but I
He's
fucking
phenomenal.
hate him.
dirtbag.
Yeah.
But like when you keep hearing more about that situation, it's so sad.
Oh,
it's
like,
horrible.
Like he's been doing this since she was a kid.
14.
Yeah, like
Since she was 14.
very Taxi Driver esque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has some serious
That's the
like
same time period.
what is it, Stockholm syndrome or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. She
It's
just she
super
does
fucked up.
anything to try to like make him happy, and he's just like is completely
Such a
Hey,
made
dirtbag.
there.
thanks. And then,
Yeah, the
like,
scene in the diner when Ace comes in and sits down after she's giving him the $25,000, great scene. I was
Yeah.
like,
So
I was
good.
so hyped that he confronted
I
him.
was so mad though that he didn't just kill him.
I know
Yeah,
he
me
should
Just
have.
fucking kill him.
Me too. Even if
That's
not-
another thing.
'cause
Though.
he
De
comes
Niro
back
doesn't like
after
ever
that.
kill anybody really.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He like has other people like beat people up, but like
yeah, the hammer hand.
We
and
never
the
see him
saw.
oh,
actually-
that's so good. We did
Yeah,
that
whack
in a short film.
He doesn't like anybody.
We
so
stole a lot of shit.
We've touched on it a few times. So like him dying in the first scene of the movie is wild, and I'm mad that he didn't actually die.
Yeah, he didn't.
Personally, feels like a cheap shot to me. It's like Chewbacca dying in Rise of Sky at the fucking last Star Wars and then not being dead 10 seconds later. Obviously, it's not as egregious as that, but I think that it's kind of a cheap filmmaking technique to like. Well, maybe it actually isn't because we think he's dead the whole time.
But you know, it's based
Yeah,
on
it's good.
somewhat of a true. Like the names are changed in Casino, all the names are changed, but a lot of the things are based on real,
Are real?
shit that absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so that
that's
happened?
including that. Yeah.
So he got car bombed and didn't die.
the real guy's name is
Botch.
Lefty Rosenthal.
Lefty.
So Ace Rothstein
Rosenthal. That's good. I like that.
is the name they came up with, but
I like Lefty.
and
that's
and
good.
I wanted to address. I don't know if I thought I might read it, but I
You've
don't
got
know if I'm going to
printed
read it.
notes.
Well, yeah, because
These
you
are
know,
good.
Yeah.
The true story of Spilatro, which is the name of Nicky's guys.
Yeah.
I mean, him and his brother were found dead, the way that they were killed in the movie.
No shit.
So yeah, that's based, and the guy with the vice in the head, that's
Yeah.
based on a true story.
That's
apparently, too.
horrifying.
Yeah, that
Jeez.
shit was horrible, man.
Absolutely horrifying.
That was not-
Riss was on the couch next
Abby
to
couldn't
me.
watch.
Yeah, I
could
was
barely
watching
watch.
with headphones on, and Riss like came back and was like hanging on the couch, and I was like, "Yo, please don't look at the TV screen right now, because like this man's eyes are about to pop out."
I mean,
it
it's-
was
cool.
grisly as hell.
It was wild.
It is
cool. I dug
really.
it.
it was cool?
Yeah,
it's
I
really
like kind of
grisly.
shit. I like the gory shit like that. It was
It's not
cool.
Cool.
It was cool.
Yikes. Anyway, so do any of you have the same opinion as me? Although my opinion might be changing, that it's a cheap shot for him to die right away, but then not actually die. No, you think it's fine?
I think it's fine.
I'm in between on it, kind of.
It's a bit manipulative,
It's a bit manipulative.
but I think
get
it does
what you're
kind
saying.
of pay off.
It does pay off, but like, and I was happy he didn't die.
Yeah, I was too. Now that I think about
But
it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it was kind of like,
It's
well,
like
then why the
starts
fuck
off
did
like
you?
a James Bond movie with the
Yeah,
flame
it does. It's
Yeah.
very
Like-
James Bond.
And him like flying through the flames. That shit was really funny.
Like, if they had just shown the car exploding, and then they just had gone from there,
Yeah.
I think it would have been fine because that left open to interpretation. But like, there's a really obvious little like jump cut whenever they like switch from actual De Niro to the body double that's in the car for the explosion right at the beginning. I don't know if anybody noticed that.
No.
It's
No.
pretty obvious little like jump cut where
You
like
say obvious, but I didn't.
I
Well,
saw it
also,
immediately.
I
To
mean-
me, it was
Oh,
obvious.
and we can talk about cuts if you want to talk, because the way Scorsese edits is,
It's insane.
it's not for continuity. It's not for physical continuity.
Definitely.
It's for emotional continuity.
Yeah.
Is the way
Yeah.
that they.
Which is fine.
The whip pans
different.
are insane in this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
But
Like borderline disorienting.
You didn't like him?
I didn't
Some of the-
dislike them, but some of them are so extreme. Like, whoosh! It's like you could
way he
hear this.
transitions
You
from
can
shot
hear
to
the
shot.
camera whipping
Yeah.
around. Like it's wild.
Or the dice, the slow motion dice.
yeah.
those are cool.
Coming down. That was a nice transition. Little.
I'm mad no one else loved for the first 40 minutes of exposition. I was so into
I
them.
thought
I
was
didn't
good.
dislike
Them
it.
just like explaining how a casino works and
launch
how
into
the
the
mafia takes
lifestyle.
it.
Yeah, I liked that.
I didn't
thought it was
hate
so
it. I
cool.
just thought the second half was stronger.
Yeah.
I just liked the whole movie. I don't think did I say I liked a half better earlier?
I don't think.
I think
think
you nodded
you-
at both.
yeah,
I think
I think-
at both opinions you like were nodding. You were
I
like, you were
was.
like,
It's like the
I
whole
dig that,
thing.
and then you turned to me and you're like, yeah, that is actually true.
Yeah, no, I liked both. I liked the whole movie.
And
I
that's
didn't really
completely-
have
Yeah,
a
that's fair.
have a point where I thought, like I said, like there was a moment where it dragged, but that was more just because
You were just like dancing, like loving it.
The music
I
is so
was.
good.
no, that was more just because it was literally like physically taking so long, and I'm just like, okay, I didn't think this was a 3 hour. If I knew it was a 3 hour film, I probably wouldn't have even checked.
I
But
thought I told you guys.
you probably did, but that was
You didn't know it was 3 hours.
no. So I sat down to start watching, and I'm just like, this will be fine.
You had to go to work in an hour.
That's crazy to me. That
You're
you
like,
didn't
I'll
at any
finish it.
point.
No, I did do it at night, but still, it was just it was wild. But yeah, no, like I didn't think there was any like a bad section, I guess.
Any IMFDB moments?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Oh shit!
Did it seem
completely
pretty
accurate.
legitimate?
The
Is that what you mean? Is that what you're saying?
the
Yeah.
only thing, like
That
I mean,
means he hasn't had to fact check.
the only thing that I was a little weirded out
I'm
by
blown.
was when Joe Pesci comes in and murders the old lady in her house. And
Yeah.
grabs her and like pops her in the
How
head.
does he not shoot himself in the arm?
I thought that at first, but then
22.
they said 22 killer, and yeah, that would have absolutely not passed all the way through a skull, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That part I was confused at too.
It sounded like a 22 though.
It was quiet.
Interesting.
It would have been louder than that.
Which one? When the.
When he went into that lady's house and killed her, like.
Oh
held
yeah,
her
and that's
head.
how that woman, in real life,
Died?
that's how she was found dead as well.
Damn.
Oh, like they
Like
posed
someone
her?
held her jaw and shot her head 5 times, and like, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
He's
So
fucking insane, dude. He is such a insane.
I don't know if it
character.
was
Yeah.
the actual
I
that
know, but,
guy,
like-
but
Yeah.
someone did it.
somebody did it.
Did you guys? How'd you feel about him and Ginger's relationship? Nikki and Ginger.
I knew it was gonna
fucked,
happen.
man.
I knew it was gonna happen.
It was fucked.
Yeah, it was.
That
fucked.
shot where it just pans out and
They've known each other since they were
puts her head
kids.
down on him, that was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like he
Well,
knew
he
that-
had done that before in the movie, like just push the lady's head down.
Well, yeah, I mean he's you know.
That's his
He's
go-to
awful.
move is just
Yeah.
like
get
push
down there.
that head
There we
down.
go. Like yeah, no, it's like I can't believe that he would do that. Kind of just because, like you said, they've known each other since they were kids, and also
like when she says
They-
to whack
well,
him,
he's-
he's like
his
gets so mad.
personality-
but,
Yeah.
like you've just been fucking his wife for so long.
Yeah.
also they state how many times like you don't do that. You don't fuck with somebody else's.
Well, his whole
wife.
thing is that he always has to push the limits of what
Yeah.
he's allowed to do.
Yeah. Like he didn't give a fuck that he was gonna be put in the black book.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
And then when he
was-
was,
and then he
just
did
kept
care
doing,
once it happened.
He just
And then he
kept doing
beat up
crimes.
Don Rickles. That was fucked up. That was so mean. He
Oh, that
beat
was Don
the-
Rickles.
Yeah, he beat
Okay.
the old bald fat guy with the phone.
Yeah,
After he's
that was
betting.
so mean.
What the fuck? What did he
That
do?
was fucked.
He was just a good manager.
He's a sweet little
Yeah,
man.
he's on the ground. Just like,
He's a-
He's dying squirming.
He's fine though. He comes back.
Yeah,
after
he's
that.
fine
Yeah.
the next scene.
Thank
Yeah.
God.
Well, yeah, it
Unshaken.
didn't hit him that hard,
Unshaken by it.
but
Still.
his face probably should have had some bruising. But like
Man, what about the that like I don't know if he's a senator or state senator or whatever he is.
the
Cowboy?
county commissioner,
Yeah, the
What?
cowboy
or the
guy.
state
What?
commissioner.
The guy with the huge turquoise bolo.
Yeah,
tie?
it's
Yeah.
massive.
That thing was fucking huge. I think
Must have
that's-
been heavy.
That guy was good.
massive.
I liked his.
I liked
Oh, he was
whatever
cool.
the guy was he was coming to vouch for.
Yeah.
Those
Oh, the
conversations
idiot?
were so fucking funny.
He was so funny, dude.
so I think you're being super unfair.
Yeah, that's not the way you treat people, Mr. Rothstein.
Great
I know
conversation.
people who talk like that.
You talk like that.
I talk like
Yeah, whenever you're talking to like your parents,
You've got a
you
bolo
revert to
tie.
country.
You have a bolo tie on under your Cowboy Bebop shirt right now.
How did you know?
I know.
Just a giant chunk of turquoise, right?
But yeah, I liked his character.
I like
a
the
lot.
blueberry muffin scene. I'm
That
just gonna start like listing off random shit that I have written down.
I think that's based
I
on
love
a
how
true story with
deadpan
Rose
the
and
chef is. He's just like, you know how hard that would be.
He's like, I don't care.
Great reaction.
And he's right. That
he's
will
just
take
so
so long.
dead.
Yeah, he's like, fuck you.
That's gonna take so long.
The scene, I don't remember who he was talking to, but Nikki.
He also goes over to the dancers, and they're like
Yeah.
weighing the dancers, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Why are these French dancers
Insane.
overweight?"
Yeah.
Well, they're in Vegas.
It's so fucked up. It's such a weird scene.
Yeah, very strange. That could have been cut. Shorter movie.
No,
The
it shows his like
his
super
commitment
extreme
to the
laser
job.
management.
Yeah. There's a scene where Nikki is at Ace's house and like a larger man is there. They're talking to him, and he starts screaming. Or Nikki starts screaming at him, and he's like, "'Cause I'm fucking stupid." I don't remember the context of the scene, but I just wrote down "'Cause I'm fucking stupid," and because it made me laugh when he said it.
Well, there's a lot of funny lines in the movie.
Yeah, Nikki is really
Yeah.
funny. I mean, he's insane.
And that's the kind of it's like when these guys are not being absolute serious, like ready to kill you, they're just joking around.
Mhm.
Like that's the two modes that they exist in.
yeah.
You know?
laugh, haha, and then I'm going
Yeah.
to kill you.
Yeah. Do y'all have a
Sometimes
favorite?
with the same people.
Yeah. In
Yeah.
the same sentence, even.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, although I feel like Ace doesn't joke that much.
No.
No, but he's never
He's
in
the
the inner
straight
circle.
man.
Yeah.
Do y'all have a favorite shot or like visual like
When the sunglasses and the car goes across the sunglasses, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's a good one. I love the shot in the desert of Ace standing there waiting
Yeah.
for Nikki to
Oh,
come.
yeah,
in.
that's-
that's
That's
what
the
I
same
was-
one, right?
That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking of.
And
yeah.
the car comes
So
with
good.
the dust.
Yeah,
Mm.
that was a beautiful shot.
And then that scene is great too. Any
so
scene
good.
where they're just one-on-one
Yeah.
talking.
It's
Because
amazing.
there's a lot of improvisation that comes. They start with the line and they end with the line.
Oh,
but,
yeah?
Like, within that.
in the middle, that's pretty
apparently,
cool.
Yeah, that's what they
Huh.
do.
I also really love the part where the FBI agents land the plane on the fairway, and
They're
then
running.
Pesci's golfing, and they're all just watching it like, what the fuck? And Sam's also watching it, and
Yeah.
then they just start hitting golf balls.
Yeah.
At $100 to the first person who hits the
Yeah,
plane.
that was great.
So
That was
fucking funny.
really
They're
good.
they're
Just
just
running out of
hustling away.
gas.
They're like,
Yeah,
just right through
Something
his yard.
like that
He's like,
happened
what the
too.
fuck?
Really?
The plane landed out, and there's like, yeah.
That's
It's
so
So
wild.
I assume that the hearing also was a real thing that
Yeah, I
happened.
mean, a lot of the stuff.
Just
That was
fucked.
crazy.
That was so fucked. He was ready to defend himself, and they were just like, "Yeah, no,
Yeah,
session
Well,
over."
no dice.
Because of the commissioner.
Yeah, but like, I don't think one commissioner has got that kind of power.
He had that pull.
Clearly, he does.
He's
he
got
had
more
that-
pull than the mob, because they knew this.
He
like,
had
government.
that pull.
all these guys were getting
Government.
comped and were like all more or less in their pockets.
Not
Like,
anymore. That's why he was trying to blow up their spot, telling them about it.
yeah,
telling the-
no,
the
I
news
know,
about
but it was just like that's so wild that they just would, out of nowhere, well, not out of nowhere, but like that guy had enough pull to do that.
Yeah,
That was wild.
yeah, yeah. It was good. Favorite character besides Ace? Any like? Do you guys like any like the straggler, like random guys?
I thought the guy that that betrayed Nikki, his like right hand man,
Yeah.
was really good.
That was
He's
good.
wonderful.
He's
Marino,
been in
I
he's
think.
been in a shitload of things.
So many
like,
things. I'm pretty sure he's in Sopranos.
Yeah.
He is, right? Yeah.
all the mob bosses. Are
They're
great.
all
the guy
in it,
that's
yeah.
just
Oh no, the mob boss that wears the see-through shirt all the time, where you could see his wife beater underneath.
Yeah.
That guy's classic.
all of them.
Yeah.
All of those guys are great.
They had some wild voices too.
really hoarse
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It's like, is he okay?
No.
Does he need a
He's
logenge?
been getting swapped in the fucking windpipe
When they
for
go to
20
court,
years.
they're all wearing the oxygen mask, trying to look like
So
all
Poor
fucked up.
pitiful old man.
Yeah.
Like, no.
They couldn't do anything.
Yeah. Well, that was kind of like what Weinstein tried to do, right? He showed up to his court hearing, like, with the
Yeah, he had a
Walker,
walker.
yeah.
and then like the next day, he's like seen just like
That rapey fuck.
just chilling. Yeah, no, fuck that guy.
He does that every
Right.
time he does court appearances.
What an asshole.
the like fuck up guy that like I'm sorry, Mr. Rothstein.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. You
Yeah.
guys talked
Yeah,
about-
yeah, that's what
Yeah,
we're talking
him.
about, yeah.
He's the
That
fucking
one I was
best.
getting the beer.
He's
Yeah,
really
He was
good.
so funny.
And then yeah, I mean other comedy, funny moments.
I think like all the right hand guys were pretty great, like we
Yeah.
mentioned.
Yeah.
The guy that
The
puts his feet on the table.
That
Great.
is-
Oh.
He's just an asshole.
That whole
What a dickhead.
exchange though is super good though. Like that whole like 15-minute sequence or
Mhm.
however
Yeah.
long it is
yeah,
just so good. It's just like this. Like you don't know who he's connected to at first, but he's connected to somebody.
yeah,
And then like they
Of
do
course
all
it's
this shit
Nikki.
to try to get him to just fucking stop being an asshole.
yeah.
and then they eventually kick his ass out, and
Knock-
they use his head as
to
a
open the
battering ram.
door. That was so-
And then to see him call Nikki and him just like in Ace's way, where he always does, where he's just like kind of chill, but he's also
Yeah.
kind of mad and forceful at
Yeah.
the same time.
Like,
Just,
listen, I tried to
explaining.
talk to the guy, but he wasn't listening, and he
And then he calls him a slur,
Called
and
me
then
Yeah.
when Nikki finds out, he beats him with the phone.
Yeah,
he loves
great.
beating people.
he
with
does.
phones.
The
Big
phone's
phone
a good
guy.
one, yeah.
Big phone guy.
He's like, you're gonna go down there, you're gonna apologize.
Yeah.
What a fucking bastard.
Nikki's a fucking madman. His death scene was pretty wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the cornfield.
It
They,
was-
like,
it
kill
was
his brother
brutal
and
as
make him
fuck.
watch, and then kill him.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of baseball bats. Also, Marino is like he's like double fisting baseball bats at the end. Like he has 2 of them all of a sudden.
Mm.
Yeah, nice little
Like Babe
touch.
Ruth.
Yeah.
Okay,
Didn't he use like 3 or 4?
that's what they say.
10?
He was like, yeah, he had the hands of
A mammoth.
the Hulk,
Big man. Yeah, he was a big man.
Andre the
Appreciate it,
Giant.
boss.
There was a scene where they're like in a nightclub and like Nikki is with his guys and Ace is with like Ginger and them
Yeah.
and they're like watching them like
Ignoring
shitting on
each
'em.
other. Yeah.
Well, like Nikki and them are like, you know, like all talking shit and they're like, you know, it looks like they're having a good time and then he's
Yeah.
like, well, so are we.
Yeah, we're having a good time. They're clearly not having a good time.
They're just focusing
was
on
really
Ace.
good.
Yeah.
All right, hold on, we're gonna crack beers.
Twins.
All right, there we go.
Caught up. The coded language conversation.
Those are great.
Or a lot of times.
The first time the
multiple
subtitles
times.
popped up, I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was sweet.
That was really cool.
And the whole
Also, there's that whole long scene where like they know the FBI is watching them and they're just covering their mouths,
yeah,
talking in this one long shot, just
Yeah.
following them, like walking around.
like who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is this guy? Like an old man,
No,
just
no.
like walking by on
Yeah,
the sidewalk.
I love that.
That's
I want to
nobody.
believe that
That's-
was just a random person walking through the set.
yeah,
That's what my mind wants to believe, and it was improvised. I don't know if it actually was.
that would be amazing.
He might have just been
like
an
Midnight
extra.
Cowboy style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might have just
Haven't
been
seen
an
it.
extra in the
Me neither.
background, but
I
they
just know the
still
scene.
would have
Everybody knows.
improvised it.
Yeah.
Well, like he was part of the crew, but they still just were like,
I want to believe it's a random old guy. And
I
Pesci's
love
like,
that
who the fuck's
more.
this old guy?
Yeah, who the fuck is this guy? Yeah, it was good. De Niro, interesting career, man. I feel like he's been pretty irrelevant for the last 2 decades, besides The Irishman and like Meet the Fockers.
Wasn't he also in like?
It's got to be
what was that
exhausting.
movie
It's
with-
got to be exhausting
Family?
Yeah.
to be, you know, to be an
Am I thinking of the
to
Family?
be Raging Bull, to be the guy that's the
He's been
lead
in
actor.
1,000 comedies in the past 20 years.
Well, I mean,
Analyze this.
what I'm saying is to do these emotional movies,
Yeah.
it's got to be fucking exhausting.
yeah.
yeah, he doesn't want to do them
To do
anymore,
all of
clearly.
Scorsese's wild ass
Yeah,
work, and then he
yeah.
did the fucking Irishman.
I
and
mean,
that's
Leo's
probably the last
doing
one
it.
ever.
Yeah, Leo's now doing it.
Yeah,
so.
Leo's the new De Niro. I'm good with that. I love Leo.
Do you guys
Um,
remember that other movie that he did, the comedy mob movie, where like his family are in witness
Didn't see it.
protection in like Norway or something like that?
Is this not Analyze This,
No,
where he goes to therapy?
Analyze that.
no, he's like
The
Both.
sequel.
in witness protection,
Haven't seen
and
either.
Me neither.
like his
Billy
kids
Crystal.
are like also
The great
insane.
Billy Crystal.
His son starts like
He's
a
pretty classic.
underground ring in his new high school. Like,
It-
Are you
this
talking
is-
about
this is
21 Jump
ringing a
Street?
bell?
What the fuck are you talking about, Trevor?
this is another like.
Are you
De
talking
Niro
about
movie.
Bad
I'm
Grandpa?
gonna look it up
No,
because I'm
This
curious.
is a De Niro movie that I saw.
What is the one that he's in where he's like a naughty ass grandpa boy?
The intern.
I don't
Bad
know that.
Grandpa.
The intern?
Is it called
No,
Bad
The
Grandpa
Intern's
or is
actually
that the
great.
Johnny
No, Bad
Knoxville
Grandpa's
movie?
Johnny Knoxville.
That's Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, but
Oh,
intern.
I think I know what you're talking about. He fucks Aubrey
Zac
Plaza.
Efron. With Zac
like, isn't
Efron.
Aubrey Plaza in it?
I don't know.
I think he has
I
like a
haven't
sex
seen
scene
it.
with Aubrey Plaza, and she
That's
like
hot.
breaks his. He like breaks her nose or something like that.
And
Oh.
she breaks his nuts.
All right, let's see.
Cut
There's
that.
a
All right, there's a movie called The War with Grandpa that came out last year. That's him. He's in The Joker.
So they're just calling
Classic.
him Grandpa all the time now.
Oh yeah, he was in the Joker.
Dirty Grandpa. That's what it's called.
Dirty Grandpa.
Not Bad Grandpa.
Grandpa.
Dude, great. What's this grandpa niche that's popping
Yeah,
up?
I
all
it's
of a
funny,
sudden?
get it?
No. I
He's
wanna-
old.
I
He
wanna
was in
see
The
him
Intern.
Only
The
serious.
Intern is a fantastic
dramas.
movie. If
He was in
anyone hasn't
American
seen it.
Hustle, but I think he was. Yeah, never mind. He's uncredited in that. The Family.
The
Is that-
Family. That's what I'm talking about.
Never seen it.
It's-
20,
it's pretty
2013.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's not great, but it's pretty good. It's funny.
Directed by
saying- are
Luc
you saying-
Besson. Oh, Luc Besson's good.
Are you saying you think that De Niro's fallen off?
No, not at all. I just think he's had an interesting career. Because I don't think you can do
No
Raging
doubt.
Bull type movies for 40 years.
I
like
think
you're
he
saying.
doesn't. I think he probably
Anthony
doesn't want to
Hopkins?
anymore.
Nobody wants-
Yeah, no, De Niro just like it's interesting to see him. Like he had his peak was like 20 years long. You know, like he
Yeah,
peaked
yeah.
like with Taxi Driver, which was what 70
78 or
Scorsese
something.
people.
73, I'd something.
73.
It's
Early.
It's
I
early.
felt Raging Bull was late 70s
75
and
maybe?
Taxi Driver was
76,
early.
76. I'd put money on 76.
But for him to be like at the peak of
I
his
didn't think it
acting
was,
powers
like, 73
from like
really.
the 70s with the Taxi Driver to like, I mean, he's really fucking good in this movie.
Yeah.
But
Excellent.
even, and I mean, I think that was like his most consistent time. Obviously, he veered into comedy.
I mean, this is all the way until 1995.
No, I
this
know. That's what I'm
movie, so,
saying. Like he had 20 years of being unbelievable, and then even still though, The Irishman was fucking amazing, and it's worth talking about. I think because I'm someone who hates long movies and is like lukewarm on Scorsese, but I love The Irishman because it's a different type.
And that's like
Of
the
gangster
long
film?
movie. That's like
It's
the
the
longest
long-
movie since like Once Upon a Time in America.
It's longer than shit, but it's so good, and it's
Wait, is
like
that the last 4-hour movie that came out?
that one's not 4 hours.
It is.
Isn't it?
Once
Yeah,
Upon
it
a
is.
Time.
The
No
direct,
way.
Time
the
in America?
director's cut is. It's like
Oh well, no one's seen that.
I
Is
think
that out?
That's the one that's respected.
Are you thinking of?
I thought the-
I didn't know there
just-
one. I didn't know it existed.
I
I
thought
just
just
the
the
theatrical
movie
cut.
was
Are you
4
thinking
hours
Once
long.
Upon a Time in the West or Once Upon a Time
No,
in
I'm thinking
America?
about the new Tarantino.
No,
No,
we're not
Once
talking
Upon
about
a Time
that.
in
Come
Hollywood.
on now.
Come on.
They're talking about a different.
No, this guy,
I thought you said
guy.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
No, I
No.
said
I
Once
was-
Upon a Time in America.
I was talking. Sorry, I haven't
yeah,
seen
yeah.
that.
No, yeah,
haven't seen that.
that's another Sergio Leone.
That one's
movie.
No, I know
4
that.
hours,
I know.
yeah.
Yeah, I've
And
never
it-
seen
and
it.
it is like 4 hours.
I've never
long.
watched it because
plane-
it's so fucking long.
Yeah, the regular, not even director's cuts 4
Yeah.
hours long.
He's
Okay,
like,
sorry.
I gotta tell the
Director's
story
cut's
of this
5.
guy's whole life
I'm
in
like
real
sitting here
time, from
listening
the time
to
he's
this,
born
and
to
I'm
the
like,
time
you
he
guys are on
dies.
different pages.
That's the
right?
one that I haven't seen it because it's so long.
Exactly.
So when you said it wasn't, I was blown away. I was
No,
like,
sorry. I
you're
thought we were talking
wrong.
about Hollywood. Brad Pitt being
No,
hot
that's
as
a
hell.
great movie. That
Yeah.
movie's probably like 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
I
okay.
did
haven't
watch
seen
it.
it.
I did watch it.
What?
Great movie.
Once Upon a Time in America.
No, haven't seen it. Is it good?
Yeah, it's good. You just gotta watch it.
You gotta power through.
You gotta like watch.
You gotta do
take a
two.
break.
Yeah,
It's
two
like
two
days.
sessions.
Yeah.
That's a 2-day thing for sure.
A classic 2-session movie.
Yeah,
but good period movie. You know about
yeah.
the 30s. and
I mean, I
stuff.
still haven't seen Godfather Part 2.
I've
so-
seen Once Upon a Time in the West, if we're talking about Once a Time movies.
Same.
I
Great
might
movie.
have seen that one.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
But also, at the same time, some of those old westerns kind of drag a little bit.
especially that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
those are long as hell. So that's hypocritical of me because I fuck with those movies very hard. I love westerns though.
And I feel
I
like,
like
those
westerns
drag
more than
way
mafia
more
movies.
than I feel like
They
those
do.
drag way more than mafia movies.
100%.
It's just like long static shots of the desert and
Yes.
like a guy being like
a
grizzled.
dude like riding a horse and just like 10 minutes of very, very, very close shots of eyeballs. You know?
Yeah,
That's,
the good, the bad, the ugly style.
Yeah, that one.
I mean that one. That's like a 15-minute scene. That's just like eyeballs.
Yeah, but it's worth it because you get to just listen to Ennio Morricone.
Yeah.
There
Trevor.
was no little end cap
What?
scene like at the end of
You guys are talking about
Goodfellas
movies I don't
where
know.
he's
so
shooting.
I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm going through my notes.
Trevor's like, I've never seen a movie in my life.
That's part of the reason we started this whole podcast because I hadn't seen
is.
anything.
I've
Yeah.
only seen the 2001 Hulk movie. Imagine if that was the,
The
only
Eric
movie you'd
Bana
seen.
one?
Yeah.
That's
Shout
the
out.
real MCU.
Shout
There
out
we
a
go.
horrible fucking movie.
That movie.
You know that
sucks.
movie is one of the only movies that I've been to where like the projection fucked and we had to like go to a different theater and like watch it and like move.
That's a bummer.
Yeah,
Wild.
it was a big bummer.
Okay.
That doesn't happen
it
that often.
prolonged the watch of
It
that
did, and all of
shitty-ass
us were
movie.
having a bad time. I was there with my whole family.
You guys just leave at that
Oh,
point.
you know
'Cause
what?
you
I
gotta
had
be
something I
paid
wanted
for
to
it.
address.
Yeah.
So speaking of the head in the vice scene, leading up to that is
Yeah.
the whole is Nicky just being the dopest guy on earth. It's like just a bunch of scenes of Nicky, you know, being likable and shit,
Yeah.
and then right after
Then
that,
that.
Being
sequence-
likable and helping Ace.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a lot.
yeah. He leaves his kid with him.
Yeah.
He's a good character.
Yeah,
He is a good
Nicky's a really
character.
good character.
I mean, Joe
He's a
Pesci's
total
great
piece
actor.
of shit. Yeah,
Joe
he's
Pesci
wonderful.
is.
But he's very one note.
I think
Sure.
I think Joe Pesci is one of my favorite actors.
That's wild.
Dude is fucking.
I mean,
every,
So
you're
every
just-
movie I
I
see
don't
him
know
in,
if
I
he's-
love him.
Yeah.
Did you see Raging Bull?
I've seen
He's-
it in high school.
he's
so it's been
different.
15
He's-
We'll bring that
years.
next.
He's a different character in that.
Maybe
right?
every Scorsese movie I bring, Kirk will be on. I need backup,
Jesus Christ.
and because I don't do any research.
That
and
one
he
I
does.
have only seen. That one I've only seen one
This
time.
motherfucker printed out notes. Cobb was like,
I didn't-
"Ah."
I like 2 minutes before recording, I looked up the names to make sure I knew all the secondary characters' names. I was like, right, that guy.
Dude, I don't
can
know
you
how
do?
I would feel. You bringing every Scorsese film would kind of be like Trevor bringing anime every week. To me.
Wow.
It's gonna happen.
No,
Fuck-
I'll diversify
fuck
because
me.
there's only
You break it up, but
the
like,
only-
eventually-
What else would you want to
The
bring?
next one I
realistically?
really want to bring is Gangs of New York.
I want to watch that one.
which is fucking
Because that's a different cast entirely.
Because
Yeah,
then
it is.
I would have shown you guys my top 3 was what I said in Goodfellas.
Okay.
That was my top 3.
That's good. I'm down with that.
But I don't know if
That's
I'll
a
show that
movie-
next time.
That's a movie I've watched.
It is a really fun movie.
I've watched 30
so
minutes
your top
of.
3 Scorsese's gonna
was Goodfellas, Casino, and then Gangs New York is what I said last time. But like it's tough to say because like some of the movies I haven't seen in so fucking long. Like for me to like I can't put Raging Bull there because I haven't seen it since high school.
Yeah.
It's been like 5 years or some shit that I've seen it.
Yeah.
So like
I definitely haven't seen that or Taxi Driver since I was in high school.
I've seen
And
Taxi Driver 3 times. and
I
know
graduated
it's
high
not
school
my
in
top 3,
2009, so it's been
Yeah.
at least 12 years.
right.
But it is an
great.
interesting movie because every time I watch it, I feel very differently about it. So
Yeah.
it is a good. I do want to bring Taxi Driver eventually.
That'll be one of those ones
I
where
wanna see it.
that's
I-
like a you and me have seen it and Trevor hasn't type
Yeah.
deal.
But you haven't seen it in forever.
No, it's been like a decade.
Well,
at
like
least.
we've already set the precedent with
Right.
Bebop that we
Yeah.
can.
I mean,
do
we're
that
setting the
now.
precedent constantly. We don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What precedent?
What's up?
We're gonna start uploading these on the raw, no editing,
I mean, probably.
on our Patreon.
I would
Why
say
not? What's the edit?
There's
I
nothing
think The
to it.
Irishman is probably my favorite Scorsese movie.
Damn.
I think it's
I think
really
that's controversial.
it might be, but I think it's
haven't seen it.
I think it's really fucking good, and it's like
You're saying it's better than Goodfellas.
yeah, for sure.
What is considered his
I
best
liked
movie?
it. I liked it more than Goodfellas. This is an objective opinion, right?
I'm just trying to give you a hard
Subjective.
time.
Subjective.
It doesn't matter.
Hell,
It's my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
subjective.
personally.
That's what I like to hear.
Um,
No, and you know what? I respect it.
it's really fucking good. So wait,
seen
none
it?
of you have seen it. Oh,
No.
maybe I'll
It was
bring
too
it.
long.
Maybe I'll bring it.
It's fucking long.
yeah, do it.
Long.
I've been wanting to watch
It's 3
it.
hours.
I thought it was 4.
You guys are watching entire seasons of television, right?
I definitely.
That's not what I'm trying to do.
That's what I'm trying to do.
This fucking crazy bastard is doing it every time. He's like, guys, I know you just watched an entire anime last week, but can you watch another one in 2 days?
I finished.
We work full-time jobs. And now you do too, my friends.
I do. It's a lot harder to watch things.
It is.
Yeah,
isn't it? It's
yeah.
actually really tough.
Now that I'm not able to
Shit's
watch
real.
stuff at work, which is
Yeah.
what I used to be able
Yeah,
to
I lucked
do.
out and like watched this. Like
you were
when
making
the day was
bolognese,
off.
right, or something like that?
Yeah, I
Beautiful.
was cooking at the same time.
That shit looked amazing.
Yeah,
I
came
saw
out
it on
good.
Instagram. Yeah.
Took 3 hours.
Oof.
You should have just been making like a red sauce the whole time.
It was pretty much
with a big pot.
it was
You're very
bolognese.
Italian. You were just like slicing garlic
It
the
was
whole
meat
time.
sauce.
With a razor blade.
Yeah. For 3 hours long slicing garlic.
Just doing this
Yeah.
every 5
Yeah.
seconds.
I made
You've eaten
minestrone
3
later that day. That
baguettes.
came out really good too.
Huh?
Some minestrone,
Ooh,
Yeah.
I love minestrone.
Kirk's Italian.
Minestrone's very good.
a little bit.
Are we getting pizza after this?
It's hard to say. Anybody got any other notes about
Nah,
I wanted to.
I think we've touched on.
you have 1,000 notes. You never read any of
I
these.
never read any of them
Why do you even take them?
because it
Keeps
helps
Keeps
me.
an active watching
Yeah.
experience for you.
For me, we talked
I've
about
stopped.
Nick a little bit, but I wanted to go back. I did love all of his scenes, especially where he like rocks up in the casino and there's the guys about to, I guess, try and like hit the casino, like rob it, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
he walks up and just talks to him, and it's just like, hey, like, you know, I'm here now, and they're like, you're here? He's like, yeah, I'm here, and they're like, all right, we're heading
go
out.
across the
yeah,
street.
they
Yeah.
said they were like looking for a guy. Like I think the guy that goes in with the bag is
Yeah.
who they were looking for,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
There's the name that they dropped at least.
yeah.
But yeah.
And he
Oh,
was
it was
like, "Oh, I
either
think,
that or it
I
was
think
like
you
a
went across
code.
the street."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, okay, we'll go across
Oh
the
yeah,
street."
we'll head out. Yeah, and that was just shit like that was.
It was
so,
very good.
Yeah, Nicky's
so
got clout.
cool. Oh, he's got a lot of
Oh,
clout.
he's made.
He's terrifying.
He's made. How could you not have clout?
He's made and he's terrifying.
I
But
think
he's made at the same time. The other guys are still higher than him, so there's a
Yeah.
higher thing than being made.
Well, yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
there's the inner circle.
Well, yeah,
but there's
you're
still
once
made
you get
men.
made, you can then become
You move up.
consigliere. You could become whatever.
What
there's
is it?
The different positions.
consigliere.
There's all the. I don't know. That's the only one I know
Is that
the
from
name. of.
Irishman?
No,
It's
it's
from-
from,
it's from
that's from the
Godfather.
Godfather. Yeah,
God, it's from. I mean, it's
What's
from.
his
it's
name?
from. It's from reality.
it's from
Godfather's
the Mafia.
another one that I have. No,
Yeah.
these are all fake. Godfather's another one I haven't seen in a very long time.
I've
I
never
own
seen
the
any of
goddamn
Godfather
box set, and I've only ever
films.
seen the first one.
I
Well,
have
don't-
seen all 3 though.
I haven't.
I still haven't seen the third one all the way through. I just didn't. I was
watched it,
But the
like,
second
right
one I
after.
think might be the best one.
I know, which
You've
is
always been
criminal.
in that camp.
Yeah.
That's the common
it's
camp,
a real.
though.
It's a real.
It's a camp
You know. Yeah.
that exists.
I think that's the consensus: is that part 2 is the best.
It depends on what type of viewer you are, I think.
Are you a 3-hour viewer or are you a 2-hour viewer?
So that's the viewer.
The first one is more than 2 hours.
Yeah, I know. the second one's longer though.
The third one's the longest.
Is it really?
Oh, I don't know.
Hilarious.
It's not nearly as good though. I'll tell you
that's what
that.
I've heard.
It's still fine.
But it's also like, isn't it 30 years later? Like, didn't they make it in the 90s?
Yeah.
yeah,
That's so
it's like
wild.
way later. But I feel like it's
It
not
came
on
out
the.
1990
It's
or
not.
89.
It doesn't have
Crazy.
nearly the same tone as the first two movies.
Really?
But I feel like it's still fine. When I watched it, I was still like, yeah, this is pretty good. It's
Yeah.
not as good as the other two, but I mean,
Right.
what can you really do?
That's
this
fair.
Is this is a fine gangster.
Yeah, it was a
movie.
gangster movie.
Yeah. I'll watch it.
I think it's worth a watch still.
I'll watch both of them. I want to watch all of them.
Maybe they'll make a part 4 someday.
We're due
At
for
this
it.
fucking
Coppola's
rate,
still alive.
Sophia
would.
Coppola does it.
That would be tight as fuck. I'm going to put this on record.
Uh-oh.
I'm very here for a Sophia Coppola Godfather Part 4.
Lost in Translation.
I love
but
Sophia
Godfather.
Coppola. Lost in Translation is probably top 10 of all time for me.
Lost in Translation is an amazing movie.
It's an unbelievable. Also,
Have you seen it?
Somewhere,
No.
very
It takes place
underrated.
in Japan, Trevor.
I haven't seen it.
Come
This
on,
guy.
you love Japan.
He loves Japan more than anyone I've ever met.
Yeah. Look at his shirt.
Look at his shirt. Let's
Look
start.
at your shirt. What the fuck?
So I think that's.
yeah, I haven't
are
seen the
we
movie.
are we wrapping on this?
Do
Do we have
you
Kirk?
got any, you got any,
Kirk, you got stray
you
thoughts?
leave a lot of printed notes. Yeah.
It's a bit of a hard one to talk about.
One of the first violent scenes in the movie, I think maybe the first violent scene in the movie is when he stabs the guy with the pen
That shit's
Yeah,
crazy.
that was wild.
over just nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like
Well,
very reminiscent of the film in
it
the
set
scene
his
in
character up,
Goodfellas.
It was
though.
disrespectful.
It was disrespectful.
Yeah, he's telling him to go shove
The guy was kind of an asshole for no reason.
shove it up your ass, right? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
That was very much like the scene in Goodfellas at the
Yeah,
bar.
very
Yeah.
much.
Like
Yeah.
pretty much
It's
one
hard
for
to
one.
not-
yeah.
It's exactly.
We haven't really talked about the comparisons. We
Well,
mentioned it,
Oh, true.
but
Which
between
one? So you obviously, I mean, everybody pretty much likes Goodfellas more, right?
I
Yeah.
think everybody said that, yeah.
yeah,
So
Uh,
why?
I'm tied actually. Like I know I gave this
No,
one
you
a
gave
lower
it a
score.
9.5.
I know
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
Well, I'm still saying they're tied.
interesting.
I think that's totally fair,
Yeah.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I
think
am
it's
aware
pretty fair.
that Goodfellas is a better film.
Why?
I don't even think you necessarily
Can
have
you even
to say
that?
that.
Like, yeah.
No, I just like.
I think I enjoyed it more.
I mean, I ranked it before even knowing you guys, but like I definitely like consciously gave it a slightly lower rank. Casino.
That's fair.
But like,
Casino's too long.
I like them both for different.
I
Like
disagree. I think it's the perfect length.
the story of Goodfellas, I feel like is just really good.
Yeah, I think
But
I think the Goodfellas. It starts with the childhood, so you have that element.
It's a good
Yeah,
element.
it's a
I
more
also liked Ray Liotta in it. So
I
that's on
don't
me.
have a problem with Ray
I
Liotta
liked
in
Ray
Goodfellas.
Liotta. He
Yeah.
hates Ray Liotta. I think
In
Ray
a
Liotta's
lot
great.
of time, he's not good. Sure, like,
he's mostly not good.
What about in
he
Killing
was
Him
better.
Softly?
He was better in Operation
that
Dumbo
was a
Drop.
fine movie.
Do you remember Brad Pitt?
I watched it once.
Shotgun?
Yeah.
We saw it in the theater, I think.
Did we?
you guys just like
We
gonna
made him.
pass up what he just said.
What did he say?
He said that Ray Liotta was better in Operation Dumbo Drop.
What was better?
Ray Liotta's better in Operation Dumbo Drop than he is in Goodfellas.
That's a horrible movie, and that's not going to go on record.
It's already on record. It's not getting cut out because it's me
Operation
now.
Dumbo Drop is like
Ray Liotta-
one of the worst movies.
Ray Liotta is fine.
Although it wasn't so bad to where it made me need to take a break from podcasting, like like Oran Host Club did.
See?
Oran Host Club is one of the fucking worst things I've ever watched in my life.
It was not that bad.
You gave it a 10 out of 10,
I
which is the most
did.
insane thing I've ever heard in my life. It's like clearly not a good show.
I loved it. I
It's
still
a fine
love it.
show.
I still love
You
it.
gave it a 5 out of 10. What do you mean it's a fine show?
6, motherfucker.
It's still not a good score.
It's fine. It's a fine score. Anyway, we're
Horrible
not
dog
going to
shit show.
relitigate.
It's not dog shit.
Very
It's great.
similar soundtrack. A lot of, I mean,
Yeah.
a couple. Give Me Shelter, one shared song,
Bangers.
obviously in every Scorsese movie.
There's
A lot of good music.
I think one of the joys for me about going back through these like formative gangster films is that so many of the songs, not like the score obviously, but like the pop songs that are in these movies have now been sampled by rappers. So like I'm hearing all these samples from like Action Bronson songs and like
You're a big Action
Wu-Tang
Bronson guy.
songs throughout. But I mean, I heard a lot of them in
the
Casino.
the
There's a bunch, but there's some in Goodfellas too, and that is just great. That era of music is so fun, like that '50s kind of doo-woppy type thing. Sorry, I just smacked the table. It sounds wonderful, and Scorsese. There's a shit ton of music in this film. Like there
Yeah,
is.
there's a
I'm
lot.
trying to think of a Scorsese movie where there's a score.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
a fair
think
point.
he ever
Was there
really
a score
does
in this
that.
film?
Gangs of New York maybe has some, but it's mostly it's like people playing like
Fiddles
1800s
and shit.
fiddles
Yeah.
and music and shit. It's like
Yeah.
period
They're like,
music.
Right.
and
He's
it's
big
another
on
classic
period
one where
music.
like, is that guy Irish? It's like every time, every single one of Scorsese's movies. Does Scorsese not like Irish people? He's always calling them out.
He just calls it. He just tells it like it is. Like there's prejudice in the
He's
world.
like, Leo, are you Irish?
I can't wait to watch Gangs of New York.
DiCaprio sounds like.
But yeah, the
Sounds
music.
Wow,
You're
that's-
not Irish at all.
The music is really
Leonardo DiCaprio.
good. There's some good songs. Yeah,
good stuff.
that's my last.
Great movie.
Yeah, it
great
was solid.
I'm glad
Good
you guys
watch.
enjoyed it.
Good
Yeah.
watch.
And
It
I'm
was a good
glad
watch.
you were here to
Thank you for
Yeah,
Yeah,
coming.
thanks for
having me
coming
over.
down, Kirk.
Yeah, thanks for bringing all your equipment and shit.
It was nice.
Yeah,
Setting us
set
in
up.
in the spot.
I'll give you a ring when I bring another Scorsese movie.
All right. We'll have
We're
to do
doing
a-
Gangs of New
we'll
York,
have to
right?
do a Ned
Donnie.
pod
I don't know if it'll
sometime
be
soon.
next. What?
We got to get a Ned pod sometime soon.
What do you mean, quad pod style?
Ooh,
IRL
Do it here.
someday.
soon
Right on.
This is pretty central location. So
For you.
when he's in St. Pete.
Yeah, when I'm down.
When Kirk is down. Yeah.
yeah, when Kirk's down.
But yeah, any lingering thoughts or anything, guys?
No, definitely check this movie out. It's
It was
fun.
good. Yeah,
Classic.
Please
It's a
watch.
classic.
Root against Sharon Stone.
Yeah.
Good time.
Big check it out. And we'll catch you guys for the next Show Me Something.
Share
Peace
this
out.
with your friends, please. Goodbye.
Peace.
Show me something.